Hey, we are live. Good evening. Welcome into the company. Everybody that's coming in, joining us. We appreciate you. We love you. And everybody who's not, I don't care about you. Yeah, I was thinking, man, it really does take a bit of self-absorbed ego to sit here and do 150 shows. I think we're almost either at 150
We're
or
close to it. Close to it.
yeah, thinking that people want to hear from us every single week.
You know what? And that's okay, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say, thank you for loving us.
That's right.
So tonight is March 4th, 2021. And anybody that's been paying attention to what's going on with the movies knows what happens tomorrow. Coming to
okay.
two.
I was like, wait, what's happening in the movies tomorrow?
Yeah.
I haven't seen one of those since 2019.
No kidding. What's that?
It's not just Coming to America. It's Coming to America. It's that animated. Is it Pixar doing the animated?
No, that's Walt.
It's Walt Disney.
It's Walt Disney, which is weird, right? Because they'll say it's Walt Disney, but Pixar is a Walt Disney company, so whatever. But yeah, it's like Walt Disney's animated studio, whatever. That's how they do. Yeah, Raya in the Last Dragon, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
So yeah, Coming to America starts tomorrow. I know a lot of people are excited about the movie. I'm trying to keep myself conservatively optimistic. Like, I'm not overly excited about this movie because it might be just bad. I'm not a fan of Leslie Jones, first of all.
Nope.
Saying that,
Me neither.
So
I don't. She doesn't. I'm okay with her, but it's like I gotta see what she's gonna bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? Because if she's going to play like, you know, her typical archetypes, if she plays that in this movie, it's probably not going to work because now we're talking about like I'm not getting a rags to riches vibe, but that's kind of where it could go. And then hopefully it's like, she plays, given the nature of the landscape right now, I doubt she's going to play that part. I don't think that's going to be the case.
That's what she does. And that's why you put her in movies. Leslie Jones, and I know I'm going to catch heat for this, but Leslie Jones is the big ugly woman in movies. I love her. I love her fight, and I love her story. And I respect what she's done. I'm not a fan of her comedy because it's just a loud black woman thing that she does in everything she does.
I think this time I got a feeling this time I don't think it's going to be the case. I think she's going to be. Let me see. I don't know what she's going to be, but I don't think it's going to be that.
I think I kind of go with Rich. I do agree that she's got that stereotype for the role, but I think maybe she don't want to be the reason to F this movie up. I'll put that.
There you go. That's because this movie's got to do one thing, and that one thing is stick the landing. That's it. It just doesn't. The movie only has to not suck.
Yes.
If it's mediocre, that's fine. I don't think anyone's gonna complain if it's literally just okay.
Yeah.
It
So
has
a good, just like I'll watch it again, or I wasn't embarrassed to watch it is
right.
Right.
If it's like a call back to the first one.
That's horrible. Why are we aiming for mediocrity? I want part one.
Because you will not get part one. There is no. It's just like Star Wars, man. There is nothing you could do that could repeat A New Hope, Empire, and Return of the Jedi. There's no way you can do it again.
Agreed. And I mean, again, I just think sometimes too, we really don't need bunch of sequels to some of the stuff. Keep the first one how it is. We have it in high esteem. Let's leave it at that. So, as long as you don't just make it awful, I can live with it in 2021. Would I really want to see it? No, but it's coming out. I'll watch it.
I kind of think the reason they did Coming to America too is just so all these people who were super rock stars in the 80s and early 90s can have their swan song.
Yeah, they have a moment. It's almost like you're watching like a class reunion play out.
Okay, yeah.
We're not going to have James Earl Jones around much longer. I'm sorry. The man's 90 something.
Yeah, he's 90 something. Yeah.
Eddie Murphy still wants to do what he wants to do, but he knows that he messed his image up with the movies and stuff that he did between Raw and Delirious and now. The stuff he did between messed his image up. Arsenio Hall, he wants to be relevant. Try to
Damn, Nick.
You are not.
I'm kidding. Kidding. Go ahead.
You are not going to besmirch Arsenio Hall's legacy.
No, I'm kidding.
Right, what's up, Sosa?
What's up, guys?
So.
But I am watching. It should drop at 3 a.m. Oh, it is dropping tonight at 3 a.m. I'm not going to be up at 3.
No, I'm not gonna be up for that. Yeah, I'll catch that later.
But yeah, you got all these people who I think they're trying to have a swan song, and I think that's why they created this movie. You know, they don't want an opportunity to go by without having a part 2. And I guarantee you, if they could have gotten everybody together for like Harlem Nights, they'd have made a part 2. People,
right?
It were like major parts of that movie. You can't do Harlem Nights 2 without Red Fox and Richard Pryor and Della Reese.
Oh yeah,
that happened. So yeah, Insomnia. That's what's going to make you watch it. But you're not going to be paying attention though. You'll be sleepy.
I mean,
No.
So let me ask this question though: how many people is this going to be the first movie that they've ever watched on Amazon Prime?
As far as like
just in general, because I mean, like, because you know, it's a platform that I know people know exists, but I'll be honest, man, I think I've watched maybe 3 shows on it in its entirety.
I watched Night Out on it.
I've watched a few movies on Amazon Prime. I just don't like the way it's set up. It's just anarchy. Like
that's kind of why.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense to me, and
it's like it's pictures that are just thrown in places, and that's
exactly. It triggers my anxiety. So I'll get off that, and I'll go back like to Hulu and watch TV shows. Netflix is hanging by a thread with me.
Really?
Wow. I hate their fucking algorithm. I watched a kung fu flick like 3 weeks ago, and like the next day I turned on my Netflix and everything was Korean movies and all this stuff. Like, what is this? They completely change your algorithm no matter what you watch.
You gotta remember they're about to have no content, so I mean,
yeah.
So they just feeding you what they can to the best of their abilities. Because now with because you got Amazon, and then you got Paramount Plus coming. It's it's like Netflix is just getting all of their content just siphoned off,
and you can tell too because it's like it's 16 movies with like Dolph Lundgren in it, and I'm like, I didn't even know this dude made all these movies.
All of his straight to video releases just got thrown on Netflix.
So, I mean, it's one of those things. Their time is limited. Their time is coming. I feel bad for them.
I don't know, man. I don't think Netflix is going to. I don't think they're going to die. I think Netflix is honestly going to be that voice in the room when people have ideas, but no big studio is going to go for it. They'll throw it on Netflix. Like, for example, what was that movie Chris Hemsworth did? Extraction.
That was pretty good.
Like, no, like larger movie studio would have taken that kind of risk. But Netflix is like, well, we got the capital and we can do it. Why not?
Yeah.
Some of their sci-fi stuff is, decent.
They had a few movies like that. Netflix has done a few movies like that, and they worked out. So it'll just be the springboard for a lot more careers, I guess. We just got to keep Tyler Perry away from it.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Please don't watch a Tyler Perry movie on Netflix. You'll be surprised at black shows that you never would have thought or created that will be on your page.
I'm good.
Is he a billionaire?
Yeah, he's a billionaire.
Who, Tyler Perry?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Ozark is probably, and I know y'all watched all these other shows, but Ozark is probably one of the greatest TV shows that never made TV that I've ever seen.
Really?
That's my top 5.
I watched maybe 4 episodes of it, and not saying I couldn't get into it, 'cause I thought it was great. And then I went on a work trip, and Arlene watched like the first 2 seasons without me, and I was like, "Well, hell, I don't feel like watching it no more." So I just did not. I literally just didn't watch it after that. I was like, "Nah, I'm good."
All right, so if Milo was in a Tyler Perry movie, who would you be?
Milo, no.
First of all, you're light skinned. So you would probably be the mean cousin.
Yeah, you'll be the antagonist in whatever role, whatever role you get.
As bad as that sounds, that's where he puts people.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's gonna be some other light skinned dude with cornrows. Don't know why. And that dark skinned dude just be the evilest motherfucker you ever see. Where you going, girl? You going to work? You going to work to cheat on me, ain't you?
That's where he puts Chauncey at.
Mm-hmm. He said that is some mean ass shit. I'm just saying, Tyler Perry makes predictable movies.
Very.
I don't know what he's gonna do now. Cicely is has left us, so he can't use her no more, unless it's Miss Huxtable.
Unless she signed the rights to make a digital double.
Yeah, that's what it is. Junkie X baby mama. You got it.
Shut up.
All right, so I think Rich put the Biden book thing in here. We just found out that they are reading a 628-page manifesto.
Oh man, we need some adults that are politicians, man.
I have no idea what's going on. And the good thing is everything is all recorded and blatantly seen all over the world, so we know that these people are idiots. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's in the White House. If it's Trump or if it's Biden, whoever it is, you still have morons in the White House. You have morons in the House doing things and making bills, and apparently now they are putting stipulations with this money, and everybody's waiting for their money. And y'all ain't gonna get no money.
It's March 4th. Trump should have been inaugurated today, apparently.
Yeah, it was be this big takeover today.
I forgot. You know what, man? Someone said March 4th, and I just realized I was like, wait a minute. Like, is it supposed to be a play on words?
Oh, it's about March 4th.
Oh,
yeah, okay. Don't know. I didn't hear anything.
We have some stupid ass people in this country, and they actually believed it, and they're gonna move the goalposts again because the shit didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, the world's supposed to have ended like 8 times ago, so you know, whatever. 2020 ain't take us out. I think we're good.
Mm-hmm. Low what?
Yep.
Low IQ,
Oh, I got it. There was supposed to be a new rally. Yeah, there was supposed to be a new rally, and they were supposed to take over the Capitol again and do all that stuff. But I guess it didn't.
They don't want that. They don't want that smoke. That's why. See, like, remember, there's a different administration in the House now. They ain't gonna play that. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, I will say this, man. It's like, regardless. I mean, we have to. I guess I'm gonna play this card in a weird way, based on what the requirements are in that bill or what they say the requirements are going to be. It's like if you're single and you make over 80K, you're ineligible. If you're married and make over 160K, you're ineligible. So in a way, did Trump do a better job at providing this stimulus money? Because technically it was just like, hey, if you paid, if you file taxes, you get it. And that's it.
I thought it was stipulations with his too. What
there were some, but it wasn't. But it was like, but the income level thing wasn't there.
Oh yeah,
permission.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I I don't want to give him props.
I mean, I know,
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
but hey, man,
The thing
you
with
know,
it is, I don't think it was a lot of thought put in how he was doing it. It was just like, yeah, we're gonna give it to you, and it
No.
appeased the people. It worked out.
They weren't worried about the damn deficit when he's in office.
Yeah,
but that's exactly the thing, right? Because what they're trying to say now is that they don't want to give as much money.
Right.
You know, they want to slow down the money printer because the deficit is going to climb ridiculously. You know, if they go ahead and just say they're going to go ahead and hand out another set of checks. Now, granted, politically, just the optics of it doesn't look good because this is something from an oppositional standpoint. Someone could simply say, well, you know, Trump didn't have any income restrictions, and that'll just be a thing that'll just reign through between now and, you know, 2024.
You'll hear that a lot over the next week. Trump didn't have blah 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 and blah blah blah, and Biden's fucking up blah blah. So that'll be their talking points for
correct.
Next week.
Even though technically the reason why is because they don't want to have so much money just get printed for the sake of it, you know?
Right. Yeah, when you print so much money, it loses its value. And the last thing you want to happen is for our dollar to lose value in other countries. So
money printer go brrr.
What?
Money printer go brrr. Same, man.
So I mean, there are people that really want their money. I mean, I don't want to sound ungrateful, but I don't need it.
And I think, you know what, it's kind of in a way, man. In a way, it's kind of there are people that, especially that I work with too, right? They're like, hey, you know, I've pretty much worked all the way through this entire pandemic, right? I'm not really affected by it. So is there is there a way to be able to, you know, I guess not take it? But what do you do, right? Like, you know,
oh no, I'm gonna take it.
I mean, exactly, right? It's like it's not like, I mean, you know, I think
well, I guess if you get a check, you don't have to deposit your check. If you get a check.
No, it's a straight deposit. It's too late. Once they at least
no,
it's like
you get a check.
Cat's out of the bag, man. I'm sorry.
But that's what I'm saying. You get a check, just don't deposit if you want to not.
No, I'm a depositor.
I'm
but
not
it's
doing
like this. If they said, hey,
I want my money.
If you need a check, come down to City Hall to get your check, I wouldn't go. I'm fine with not getting it. But since they are sending it directly to me,
it'd be like if a $20 bill just floated right into your hands and your hands were just sitting out like, oh, well, I guess this is mine now.
Bet.
And you're right, Milo. I mean, you're going this long without, you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. I mean, as sad as it sounds, right? You know, because there are people, there are people who legitimately have been struggling, but it's like, come on, guys. It's like, if this was supposed to be like a bipartisan thing, we are 3 months in? Yeah, you know, nothing really has kind of taken place. And this really just kind of goes back to the ineffectiveness of actually writing laws, because there's so much other stuff in that bill that's not related to this.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's how they get other shit passed. It's like, this is about money. This is about money, but we're gonna take your babies. So,
was it one of the bills like it had like they had to release like classified information about UFOs was written into it?
Yeah.
It's like, well, why is that in the relief package? You know?
I have no idea.
I know $15 an hour on there.
Because I can go get it for you. Oh, would you go pick it up and give it to me? No, if I get the check, if I put my hands on the check, I'm a deposit.
It was too late then.
I'm saying if I
it's like unlock phone, open Bank of America app, take pictures of two sides, done.
Okay, it's been taken out.
Everything has been taken out. Yeah, I did remember reading that.
So no $15 for working at McDonald's.
I mean, sure. You know, it's weird. The minimum wage thing is going to be a topic of discussion for a while, because I think the economy of scale aspect of it is is a thing, but then you also have people saying that, well, if they increase the minimum wage, then that's going to make companies, invest in robots. I'm like, hope you realize at if it was $7.50 an hour, they're still already doing it. They just have more incentive to do it now.
Mhm.
It's not going to change. I think people forget that when technology is a thing, right? It's like, it doesn't necessarily mean that because it's going to increase cost in one way, all of a sudden the business is then going to just be like, well, we have to go pivot this way.
Yeah.
McDonald's and all these companies, anything that's a repeated process, they're already going to do it regardless. It's not. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
It's just now they got more incentive.
I guarantee you a robot knows when I say don't put mayonnaise on my shit.
You're dumb.
I'm tired of it. I keep having to repeat it. Get home, have to scrape that shit off the bun and put enough ketchup on this one to taste that nasty shit.
What's wrong? What's wrong with mayonnaise?
I can't stand mayonnaise on my burger, man.
Really?
That is a waste of a burger.
You
Or
might be-
anything.
Really?
No. Oh,
I mean, I understand.
No.
I completely understand. The only thing I use mayonnaise for at this point is whenever I'm toasting a bun, I actually use mayonnaise for that.
That's disgusting.
No,
Oh.
to be honest with you, try it.
Nope.
Like instead of using butter, try mayonnaise once.
No.
It actually works pretty well.
It's not healthier, so
Well, that's what I was gonna say. It's still a complex fat. It doesn't really change anything.
you still gonna die if you keep using that shit.
Mm.
Yeah, go Rob.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they're already. I forgot the story that they were talking about. They were doing a fully like robotic restaurant or some shit like that, and nobody's gonna be working there. And shit's already happening. They're already doing it, and I think Amazon's supposed to be opening up their grocery stores where all you got to do is push the cart through a little scanner, and it scans everything in your buggy.
there you go.
Yeah, so raise the minimum wage. You're gonna create robots.
I don't think the two aren't related. I don't think that at all.
Because they
No.
started talking that shit, and then they put up those
Kiosks,
in McDonald's and shit.
but I'm telling you, it would have happened anyway. It's
But the
not.
kiosk
It's not
thing backfired. The kiosk thing backfired when COVID hit because you couldn't touch the kiosk no more. Somebody back behind the counter.
right. Hmm.
Yeah, so that shit backfired horribly.
Yeah, I really don't think that it makes any real difference. I think ultimately it comes down to it's like, hey, they have a product, they're trying to make it as efficient as possible because with a robot, you can do, quality control, right? If you say you want a patty to be cooked at an exact temperature, you want a certain amount of ketchup, mustard,
Mhm.
mayonnaise if you prefer.
Yeah.
No, what you
On a
burn.
burger, you could have specific measurements and it'd be consistent 99% of the time. And you can extrapolate that across thousands, and that could even and think about it, man. It's like if you do this over a long period of time, that can actually make it where you have literal be able to say, okay, well, we have this number of burgers that we make per year. How much of this condiment do we need? And then you can actually find your measurements.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Because think about how many times you go. Like for example, like the McChicken, right? It's the one sandwich where I don't think I've ever gotten someone to actually make it correctly because it's like the mayonnaise ratio is always really, really
And
off.
that's
Right?
why you don't put the mat is always too much. If
It's, I mean, but I'm with you. That's what I'm saying. Because it's like that. It's like either someone or like literally, it's like they just like basically it's a queef of mayonnaise, or they like literally just someone just squirted his
it's
kept going.
horrible. I ordered a sub from Firehouse. I forgot to say no mayonnaise.
Uh-oh.
So the sub had bacon on it, right? So they just piled the mayonnaise on.
Oh,
and I scraped it all off the bun. But in the bacon has the little notches or whatever. The mayonnaise was inside the pieces of bacon. So imagine you at work and it's quiet, and all of a sudden you're. Oh man!
Oh.
So I have to automatically say no mayonnaise on my shit.
Yeah.
And they still do it.
Oh, they'll fuck it up.
Because they get the habit. I mean, once you're working there for like 8 hours in a day, and you might got your last few, you just
Don't give a fuck. I'm doing $7 an hour. Fuck you.
That's why I just get my sandwich plain and I just put it however I want to put on it.
Mm.
But we're talking about. I got passionate about the.
We were talking about the minimum wage being taken out of the $15 minimum wage being taken out of the COVID relief bill.
And people have the argument like if you want to make more money, do better in life, or get a better job or whatever. But sometimes hate to say it, but sometimes that's the only job you can find.
Right. That's why you sell drugs while you're at McDonald's.
Well, I'm not going to. My manager did when I was at. I'm not going to name the restaurant I was working at, but I don't know, man. $15 an hour. There are people who have been working, and what happens to the people that have been working at a certain job, working up to 15, and now everybody gets it.
Ooh,
it's called the come up.
Well, I mean, at the same time, there's all these people who've been paying student loans, and now they're going to take away student loans. It's just what the fuck happens.
I don't give a fuck about them people who paid off their student loans. Take my shit away. I don't care about them.
See, there you go. So you don't want one come up, but the other one's right. So how does that work?
Because we all know student loans is a racket.
Well, I remember back in 2008 when I got my house. It was when Bush signed that tax credit where it was like you got $7,500, but you had to pay it back over like 14 things, like over 14 years, and basically it would just come out of your taxes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So then, literally the following year, Obama went ahead and made it $8,000, and you didn't have to pay it back. I was mad as shit for like 2 years. So I mean, I get it, but I mean, sometimes it just works out.
Hey, man.
I was mad.
Breaks, man.
Economy. All I'm saying is, if you do student loan forgiveness, you get a lot more people with better credit, who can do more, who can buy more houses, more cars, and the economy moves a little bit easier.
No, they don't want that. They don't want that. They can't. We can't have all these people with money. Some people got to be fucking broke.
That has to be a class system, or it's just anarchy. Everybody's not going to be rich, and if you get rid of student loans for most people, a lot of them are just going to fuck up their credit all over again.
Oh yeah.
So then you got the class system recreating itself.
So I'm saying,
go out here and
buy this Hellcat.
Right.
The next day.
You motherfuckers
see the Hellcats in the parking lot. What the?
What?
You motherfuckers be like, you bunch of paupers.
You just wrote off $25,000 to buy a $75,000 car. Okay.
Yeah.
That's going to happen.
No, it will happen. That's not an if, that's when.
Very quickly.
The question would be, how long will they keep the car
open?
8 months repo.
It's like the Chappelle Show all over, where they gave out the reparations and dude bought all the cigarettes, lifetime supply of cigarettes.
But that's financial education, though, right? Because many of us aren't taught how to actually use our money.
Unfortunately, it'll be a lot of the younger people because I know what I did when I got a lump sum money in college. I know what I did. And if you give people the opportunity, they'll repeat the same shit over and over.
So, Brian, what did you do with your money?
What?
I had images. All I saw was
cocaine.
And nobody, everybody's made these mistakes. So I'm not out with myself. But when you're a 20, 21-year-old kid in college and you go to your mailbox and they say you could have a $3,000 credit card and all you got to do is sign this and send it back in and you get the card and you realize all you got to do is swipe it and walk away with whatever you had in your hand. I can go.
I can only imagine.
Bruh. How many free T-shirts have people gotten walking through the Russell House?
Oh yeah, that's true, Rich.
Oh man.
So I mean, the mistakes have been made. You got to learn from that type stuff. I hadn't used a credit card since.
Both are whole.
Yeah. So I mean, I got one now just for purposes, but I'd never use it.
Oh.
I never use it. So you learn from that.
The hookers or the cocaine?
What?
The hookers or the cocaine? You see, got one.
What you talking about? What happened just now? Rob, shut up. Look at this. See, and this is the problem. I heard kids are worth more this year just in time.
No. Nope.
Oh, did they get rid of that?
Huh?
No, I don't know. I just don't believe that.
Oh, I thought they were supposed to get like what, $700 per kid or $500 per kid or something now? With the checks. Nobody knows.
Right.
I don't know.
Nobody's read that. It's 600-page manifesto. We didn't read it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck reading that shit by tomorrow.
Yeah. They still reading that thing.
Nah, they'll be there for a while.
I'd have checked out. We should go look at all of their Snapchats. I know there's some savage shit going on in all these Snapchats right now. They're still reading.
Man, Rob got catfished.
Well, you gotta understand now, it is $1,400 per kid.
Wow.
So you gotta understand now, when Rob was in college, because I think, Rob in college.
Nicky stupid.
What happened?
Nick started shimmying. It's like $1,400 per kid.
I'm just saying.
Hey, I mean,
Y'all about to come up.
Yeah.
And it was like $8 a minute when you was using a cell phone back in the day when Rob was in school. So that shit. I'm not calling him old because I was in the same position. You could not use that phone before 9:00. Don't call me before 9:00. You ain't got nothing to say to me at 5:00 in the afternoon that you can't say at night.
You will wait.
You will wait. And I only got 20 text messages for the month. So don't text. What else? Somebody got stupid rich off cell phones back in the day.
Man, kids don't know the problems.
She was hot, but not $400 hot. I got catfished.
Oh man.
But yeah, so I guess everybody, like what we were talking about, I guess everybody is kind of waiting on their check. It is what it is. If you get it, use it wisely. If you don't, none of my business.
Trick off.
Mm-hmm.
Tough break.
Niggas got next tail just to chirp. I still don't know what the fuck that chirp was.
It was basically a two-way radio, and that was literally it.
That's all it was.
That was
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It was a walkie-talkie. It was the walkie-talkie feature.
It was just basically a walkie-talkie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Like, what's so special about this shit?
Yeah.
Go to Walmart and get that shit.
But
Range.
1 year later.
Right.
We'll talk about 1 year later. 2 weeks from now will be I don't know if you want to call it an anniversary or whatever you want to call it, but 2 weeks from now, I think that's what Rich said, will be exactly 1 year since all hell broke loose with COVID.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's been going on up until then, but like shit hit the fan.
Right. That's when it tested my sobriety.
Yeah. So congratulations on everybody who did not go crazy or get fat or take up some stupid hobby like collecting toenails or some dumb shit.
What? Shut up.
He said it, but someone's done it.
Somebody
Someone's done it.
It's if you were a friend that was the only one with. Oh yeah, the Nextel chirp. You the only one with the Nextel, and nobody chirped you. Anybody out there? But yeah, 1 year. Go ahead, Rich. Explain what you want to talk about with this one.
Man, it's just like, so the reason why it came up is because I was going back looking through my phone and I found a picture of what the milk aisle looked like at Food Lion.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, yo, I remember 1 year ago, that's when people just bought all the damn milk and toilet paper. And it's like, wow, how far have we come?
Yep.
I still have no idea how that started.
Toilet paper.
Right.
Fuck, man.
Who knows?
Like, was something released in the newspaper, or
I don't know.
I think it's a herd mentality, I guess. When you hear about a lot of people doing one thing, everybody else follows suit.
I
Are we lemmings?
Exactly. Yeah.
We're lemmings. Yeah, that's what we are.
We're what?
Lemmings. You know how they all do that march to the
Oh, yeah,
sea.
yeah,
They all jump off that cliff at the same time, just because. Yeah, that's what we are. So I mean, we're in a better position than we were now. Of course, people lost their businesses, but
The restaurant industry is probably the one that got hit the worst.
mhm,
Oh,
If your food wasn't good, you were done.
done.
Yeah.
all the mom and pop stores.
We're going yeah, super done. And it's bad when Chinese restaurants are recession proof. That's what I think. When you start seeing Chinese restaurants close, something fucked up's happening.
But you know what? Hey, you know what? Here's the thing about that, though, right? I remember early on in the pandemic, one of the Chinese restaurants here in Raleigh actually closed up shop for like 2 months. And they said the reason why is because there were a lot of people that made racist phone calls and attacks on them, and they just shut their business down entirely for that period. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's this one spot that I go to consistently, and I was like, "Hey, why would y'all close up? Because did something happen?" She's like, "Nah, we were getting like threats and stuff," and they said that they won't even deal with it. They literally closed up for 2 months.
People ain't shit, man.
I'm telling you, man, people are terrible.
You got low IQ anons.
I'm about to keep that one.
Yeah. Thanks, Rob. That's ours now.
You made this?
Property of the company.
I made this.
Oh, there's the OnlyFans comment. OnlyFans without the pandemic. Gangs making that money. Hey, bro, I've never heard that word so much until COVID hit. OnlyFans?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. OnlyFans and Zoom.
Man, you know what? That is the one stock where if you would have had any stock in Zoom,
Oh,
bro,
Oh, speaking of that, this is when the stock crash happened too.
that's correct.
Yep.
They're my favorite dining spot shut down on Decker. Spot on Decker. I don't even go that way no more. So I don't know.
It's too Hispanic for
That's racist.
But I mean, it he went and got another beer.
Okay, I thought he left. Wait a minute.
I think I want to open a Whole Foods in Hood. If it was a buy low Milo, for some reason, for some reason, all the buy lows are closing. They just closed ours down too.
Low. They're trying to make it to Lowe's or something.
Yeah, something.
Was it over Sand Hills?
Ooh,
That one's turning into a Lowe's, right?
it's been a Lowe's. Yeah, it's been a Lowe's for a minute.
Okay.
So I thought he quit. You can't just quit. But yeah, man, a full year, and we're still. I think that we're nowhere close. Because at least now we have a vaccine, but you gotta understand, vaccine's not a cure.
No.
And
It's
I
a
wish,
muffler.
man, I wish that. Thank you. It's literally a muffler. Like,
Yeah.
And now y'all need a fucking booster? Is that what I heard?
Well, they're testing that.
Wait.
to see
What's the booster thing?
So basically, if you took the Pfizer or the Moderna shot, they're saying that they're doing tests for efficacy to see if there is a need to have a booster shot on top of it.
So that'll be 3 shots.
Yes.
Fuck.
Yeah, I already had 2. And I mean, it's like, all right, well, and I think to your point, Ron, about it being a muffler, right? It's like folks don't understand that it's not like you can get that second shot. You can go out here and run around, playing mask off. Like that ain't gonna work. No. It's basically just the likelihood of you dying is significantly less. And that's really all it comes down to. And the likelihood of spreading it is significantly less. But it's not like
you're in Texas.
Yeah, right. See, that's the other thing, man. It's gonna be no, it ain't that high. But and that's the thing crazy about it, right? Is because we are 1 year from it. Nothing. I don't say nothing's changed, right? Like we have a better understanding of how this virus works, right? But we're 1 year in. And now it's like there's light at the end of the tunnel, and people are like, you know what? Let's go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off, and we're gonna be right. This is March, April, May, and was it Memorial Day is the next holiday coming up? We're gonna have another spike again, just because we don't care.
But see, you got city governments already acting that way. Like, okay, we got our vaccines in town. Like Columbia's already opening their bars up past 11 again, so people are all out piling up in the streets. And I know people say, "Oh, nothing happens past 11." The thing was, it stopped people from going out when they know they couldn't drink after 11.
That's correct.
So now that you've given them that option again, they back in the streets. And Texas just said, like, "Fuck it, we just gonna move on and act like this never happened." So. That's already going on as far as people just throwing caution to the wind just because they got a shot.
I'm waiting to see how many, because Texas is the first southern state, and I'm waiting to see how many others are going to follow suit.
It's going to be behind you. It's also Florida. I guarantee you. South Carolina, Florida.
DeSantis and fucking.
What about Alabama? What about Alabama?
Alabama got cable. Can they watch what's happening in Texas? Dun-dun-dun. Oh, Texas should be broken off and given back to milk.
What did I walk into? Damn.
I'm thinking. All right. So who said Florida?
I did. It's Florida or us.
Florida too. DeSantis is a piece of shit.
I'd say I'm with you. I think Florida will probably be next, and then it'll be Mississippi or Alabama.
I think McMaster is like, you know what? We got to follow suit.
Well, all right. So here's the reason why I don't think so, right? Because North Carolina is actually doing it right, apparently. So y'all are close enough to where I think that he might bleed off of that a little bit. So I think he'll keep it for a little while, but yeah, you're not gonna be far behind. I can guarantee you that.
St. Paul, Minnesota. I don't think I've ever said St. Paul, Minnesota before.
I've been there.
I have too, and I don't.
It's more of a Rob. It's more of a foghorn, leghorn, boss hog type.
Yeah.
Situation. Yeah. Colonel's chicken type situation. You got to mix all 3 of these motherfuckers in there. I'm just waiting for him to accidentally say nigga on the mic because I know it's going to happen.
It's coming.
I'm surprised it ain't happened yet.
I was going to say I like these niggas. Well, I mean these colors. I say.
The hottest of all mics.
But yeah, it'll be us most likely.
I don't know, man. I don't think it'll be y'all. I do agree that it'll likely be Florida, but I don't think it'll be South Carolina after that.
Well, Texas and Florida are one of these states that kind of don't really want to depend on anybody else to make decisions for them.
Right, and that's again why, because remember, Florida also has its own power grid too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Florida's on its own power grid too. So if what happens in Texas happens in Florida, they're fucked again. But I think the thing about Florida is they're more prepared for inclement weather than anybody.
That's fair.
Snow, I don't know. But
if there's snow in Florida, we got a real problem.
Right. Yeah, we need to start praying to somebody.
somebody gonna be right. That's what I say about religion, man. At the end, we gonna find out who's right.
That's one thing.
Right.
Is like at the end of the day, so like, you know what?
Yeah, we should have been worshiping the elephant with 6 arms.
Oh man.
Krishna. So yeah. Hopefully, I know by my birthday we're still gonna be doing this same shit. Somebody told me we'll be halfway out of this by April, and I might be able to celebrate, but there's nothing gonna be changed in 30 days. So, Milo, it's just another Aries lockdown for us, buddy. Sorry.
I'm thinking, in all honesty, man, I'm thinking August at the very earliest before things before you start seeing things normal again. August.
I don't think it has ever snowed in Miami. Probably not.
Snows all the time. Cocaine.
Hustling the white.
I've been hearing a lot about this show.
Snowfall.
Yeah, Snowfall.
That shit good, man.
I know. Okay, so here's my thing.
Uh-oh.
I'm tired of
Here we go.
black people introducing coke to the world type movies.
Wait,
shows.
You're only seeing the black. This is actually, you got the white guy who's pushing it to help the Contras in the other countries. You got the Mexicans in it. You got the black people. It's not just, you got the Jewish people in it. It's not just the regular movie where it's just one group of people in the movie, one race the whole time. No, this is a diverse cast. What have I been saying today? Her nose is itching. But no, you gotta give it a chance because it's.
I know, and it's probably an amazing show, but I'm like, shit, minorities can do other things besides sell coke.
But it does tell the story of what actually happened, though, because that's how CIA flooded the streets with cocaine.
Nick, are you drinking the Miller High Life?
28 times, Milo.
No, Modelo.
Yum.
Don't do that again.
No.
Every time I drink Modelo.
No.
I'm fucking tired, yo.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, and I keep hearing, oh, you gotta watch
If
all
you
this
watch that shit, man.
You said what?
If you watch Game of Thrones, you need to watch Snowfall.
Okay, and it's bad. It does smell good, I'm told. Oh man.
Still counting.
It's
Wait a
like,
minute, what does Game of Thrones have to do with
The C word.
with Snowfall?
Absolutely nothing, but fuck it.
Gotcha. But let me see what else we got.
30.
All right, let's talk about this experience that Rich has had recently.
Cocaine.
no.
Oh,
Fuck.
Angel Dust?
It does involve needles though.
Oh,
So Rich is taking both shots of the Moderna, right? Was it the Moderna?
I had the Pfizer.
Yeah, the Pfizer. Both shots. First shot did what to you?
First shot, I was good, right? 24 hours later, felt like a truck hit me. And it was like, go to sleep now. That's literally what it was. So I went to sleep for 4 or 5 hours, woke up, I was fine.
It was fine. So nothing the next day, no sickness, no nothing.
No, nothing. No.
All right. And the day you were scheduled for the second shot.
Scheduled a second shot. Supposed to take it tomorrow, but then because people haven't been I guess fulfilling the appointments, the slots that they had, they called me in early. They're like, "Hey, do you want to come in earlier to take your shot?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem. I'll do it." So then I took it today, and I kid you not, 2 hours after I took the second shot, it was like, "Hey, go to sleep. Go to sleep right now." And I mean, it is probably the most tired I have felt in a long time. But then, and what makes it bad, right, is that I was expecting like, okay, maybe this will hit me like the next day, right? Man, 2 hours afterwards, it's like you coming off of your lunch break, and it's like, man, I am stupid tired. I had like a couple of big meetings to have too. Luckily, on those calls, I was just there for listening purposes, and then the last one, it's like I had to meet with my boss's boss. So it was like, you have to you have to step it up at that point.
Yeah.
but yeah, man, like in all honesty, I just got tired, and that was it. Like, so I had like a lot of people have talked about like the experience of where you got, like chills and a fever and all that other stuff. I haven't had any of that. My wife, she hasn't had any of that either.
That's good.
Her arm was sore for the first one, and she says her arm is really sore for this one too. Me, not so much. And I'll admit, I think it's because if you know what delayed onset muscle soreness feels like, this is pretty much the exact same pain, because it's a needle that goes into your arm and it goes through all your muscle fibers. It's the same thing like micro tears when you're building muscle. So it's not like it feels any different. I would say it does feel different because like right now I can kind of like, it's like a lingering pain, but it's not enough to where I'm like, oh, this is like the worst thing that's ever happened to me. So it's fine.
I'm gonna wait until they come up with like a mist. They kind of spray.
It's not gonna work.
Now, you got a pill I can take. You got a pill?
I don't think it's gonna work. I think you're gonna have to have it. Have it by needle.
Yeah.
But now since they had the Johnson & Johnson approved, apparently, it's one shot, and then I believe one of the locations that it's going to be manufactured is actually pretty close to Durham.
Now, so I heard you did something about one shot. Is that the one you signed up for?
Me?
Yeah.
I ain't signed up yet.
But you thinking about doing the one Johnson & Johnson? I'm
thinking about it, but if it takes 2 shots, how am I trying to say it? So the side effects are split up between 2 shots. But if you take 1 shot, then shit, you all the way fucked up. You know what I mean?
God damn it.
Yeah, so you're right, because if you took that that Johnson & Johnson one, you're gonna get hit. Oh boy.
Well, yeah. I'm not down for it. I know I'm gonna have to take it.
So I'm asking like how, because remember, like, it's been a couple months now since we've kind of like talked about it. Has y'all's feelings about this, or a couple of weeks rather, has your feelings about the vaccine changed? Because I haven't like grown any new arms, and I'm still obviously here.
I don't know, man. We ain't seen you yet. We got to see you first.
Well, I got like.
You see me right here. I mean, hi.
We see you and you ain't got no toes, then we just gonna fuck that up the experience. Like, all his toes. What the fuck? Like, but I'm more open to taking it now than I was when I first heard we gonna come out with a vaccine. I still hate needles. It's still gonna take 30 minutes for them to stick me.
You know what? So here's the thing about that, right? Like this is the, I guess, the scary part about it is like once you take it, they ask you to wait around 15 minutes after you're done.
I heard about
just
that.
Just to make sure you don't have any allergic reaction to it, right?
Yeah, but
I did ask. I was like, I asked somebody, and I was like, "Hey, so have you had anyone actually have an adverse reaction?" She's like, "Yes, she has, but not for the reason you think. It's people who like don't like needles who come in, and it's like they get stuck, and then it's like they're like, oh, my arm, it's hurting so bad, and it's like then they look at it, it's like, nah, this person's they're having an anxiety attack.
Yeah, like I hate needles, and you know if you hate needles like I do, and you take a shot, your muscles tense up, and that makes shot.
That's the worst thing to do.
It makes
Brian, you got tattoos.
Huh?
You got tattoos.
A tattoo is it's like you can't see the sword that they come out that they pull out.
Okay, all right, I got you.
Stab you, you know. It's a different thing. It's a needle. All of it's a needle, million times, whatever. But there's something about
it's yeah. Because me and not gonna lie, it's like that needle is like extra long for whatever.
Now you making it worse. Like I'm not going now. I'll just wait until.
I'm just saying, it's like it's like and you're done. It's fine.
What do they do? What is it? 2/3 of the population get it, then the rest of us can kind of calm down because it'll die off on its own.
40% of the population, if we get to 40%, then that's like the baseline almost for herd immunity. That's where it starts.
And where are we now? Let's see.
I think 10.
Shit.
You got a while. You got a while, bro. Yeah. Yeah, you got a while. And and that's the thing that and that's unfortunately one of the things about it, because people are concerned about actually taking the vaccine, so no one's getting them filled, especially in rural areas. And then you have rural areas, and then to be honest, minority communities, because obviously in the past it hasn't fared too well for us whenever it comes to a vaccine that's being pushed out. So the reality of it is what you do is you get tested in the other parts of town, or you take the vaccine in other parts of town, which is exactly what I did. Well,
and that's not just the only. Amen. Do that, but that's not the only thing. It's people cutting in line and taking vaccines they're not supposed to. That's another thing too.
And that's the other thing too is now in my case, because my father-in-law staying with us and we're essentially his caretakers. So because of that, when we scheduled him, they basically were like, they offered for us to take it too. And they're like, well, if you're his caretaker, y'all can go ahead and do it. I was like, well, okay, I'm not going to say no, because it could be, because, at the time, it was like, you don't know whether or not there would be even another chance to, wind up going in line. Now, North Carolina also is in a completely different space too, because we went from phase 1, we'll be in phase 4 at the end of this month.
Yeah.
So, and people are, and I've also heard that people are actually, coming to North Carolina from South Carolina to get the vaccine, because.
And it's the opposite too, because people are coming to South Carolina, cutting in line, getting the shot, because some of the places that are administering the shots ain't paying attention to the list that they got.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
They just let people walk in and take the shot.
It's a
my thing is if you're supposed to get the Pfizer or Moderna shot, which is 2 fucking shots, and you cut in line to get the first one, how are you getting the second one?
You're not.
So you're wasting a shot. So that is one of the situations we're running into.
Mm-hmm.
And they've already, like I think I said this last week, I'm not sure, but I said that they were already notifying people that they don't know when they're going to get their second shot.
Damn.
There's already a shortage of this shit.
And that's exactly why once they were like, oh, you can go to y'all are his caretaker, y'all can go ahead and come in. I was like, well, no question there.
I'll wait my turn. I have no problem waiting my turn. I'm trying to be responsible and not be around a lot of people. And now I'm like super paranoid because this shit. I was one of the people that was in the state of mind that this is almost over, so we can kind of relax a little bit. But from things that I've seen, no.
If anything, if we hit we'll hit another spike. What, in like the end of May, beginning of June? That'll be the next. Next one. And then we'll see. Because but hopefully by that time there will have been enough people vaccinated to the point where there really won't be a thing. But again, man,
that we're still talking about this thing. Like right now, we should be like, hey, y'all remember last year when that shit happened?
we can set that marker in 2022.
I mean,
doing?
Yeah, it should be, but we had a dickhead who said it was a hoax for 6-8 months, only to have him get the coronavirus and then get the fucking shot. So,
oh yeah, that
exactly.
And he was on TV breathing like goddamn Darth Vader.
God, that shit was hilarious.
Oh man.
So I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I can't even give a hypothetical projected day when we'll be halfway through with this. Like, this was not supposed to be a year into it.
I think Rich is close. I say
August.
I say August. I'll be honest. I think at the rate, because again, North Carolina is in phase 4, and that's like where you get to. I think if you have chronic conditions, everybody else beforehand, and then chronic, conditions and all that is pretty much where they are now.
Mm-hmm.
And then phase 5, I'll be honest. If we were in phase 4 in March, we'll be in phase 5 by the end of April. And then pretty much it's like you go there, get your vaccine, and you're done. I mean, and by that point, I forgot how many people have been vaccinated in the state of North Carolina, but by that point, you would have enough people where it's like if there were people who were more concerned about it, by that point, it's like, hey, maybe I can try this thing out now because, they still have all their fingers and toes and they haven't grown any new arms or hair.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I mean, that's really what we're dealing with here. It's not, I don't think people are really concerned about the efficacy of it. It's more about like, well, are there any side effects? And I'm rather wait my turn to see if there are any. And, you're watching the innovation or adoption curve literally at work is what it comes down. I'm an early adopter, and then you're going to have, it gets to the point where it's going to have the mainstream and then you'll have the late adopters and then the resistors. So that's where we are.
Mm. Well, for some reason, the CDC put out a guide on how to avoid the zombie apocalypse. So I think something about to happen to y'all motherfuckers that took that shot and they just preparing us for it. Like they legit put out something on how to survive a zombie apocalypse. So,
well, remember, my understanding of The Walking Dead though is that you don't turn into a zombie till you die. So I guess I gotta die first. So there's that.
No, you don't have to die. If you get bit, you're gonna turn into a zombie. That happened a million times in Walking Dead.
Oh, that's right. I stopped watching on the first episode. Never mind.
Yeah, it's more than I ever watched.
I was good for like 65, and I was like, all right, this.
Oh man, it was good for a while, and then it jumped the shark or whatever, and I was like, I can't do this shit anymore.
What the fuck they doing now?
Oh, but anyway, anybody got any shotgun topics that we'll talk about? We are at an hour. Yeah, this is the quickest hour I go through in a day.
Y'all saw what Rob put up about the Creighton coach?
You say what?
That's how Rob put up about the Creighton basketball coach. He said the comment about plantations.
I didn't hear the comment. Does anybody know what the comment was?
Oh, will they stop?
Yeah.
Up. The Mariners president or the GM?
I forgot the exact quote. I'm trying to find it.
Seattle
like
Mariners.
2021, we still got to deal with this. You should know better.
Right. It doesn't make sense. Like the guy is head of a baseball team where there's majority Hispanic and a lot of Asians now. And he said these motherfuckers come over and don't speak English and don't try to learn English and yada yada. And he thought it was okay. Motherfucker resigned the next day.
I just don't get it.
Said 4.
He said he told his players, you guys urging his players to quote stay on the plantation.
What?
Locker room talk after a while. Quote stay on the plantation. He got suspended. He claimed he offered to resign.
Well,
What'd you say?
He only got suspended?
He offered to resign, but he claims the players didn't want him to quit. I don't believe that.
nope.
But
Yeah, I don't believe that at all. Oh, why? It's man.
I don't understand how, if you don't like minorities, or if you have something against minorities, why are you a coach in anything?
Control.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, to me, it was always, fuck anybody with authority, because there's some coaches that just abuse their authority. It's not just cops, it's teachers, coaches, whatever, priests, preachers, fuck all of them, So anybody with authority is just, they have a opportunity to do something with their authority, but they end up abusing it. So I don't know. Fuck them.
That's tragic. Poor guy.
Hey, shit.
Canceled, sir. You've been canceled. Hashtag cancel culture.
Oh, that should be a topic on its own.
Hey Nick,
Yo,
what's the Urban Meyer hired a coach who said some, I don't know what racist shit he said.
gosh, yeah, he's from Iowa.
Of course he is.
Yeah, God, what did he say? I forgot. I think he might have dropped the N-word in a thing. I think.
I'm fucking sure he did. He probably did it at fucking Thanksgiving dinner.
What put that?
I love being racist. Make my teeth white.
I was gonna say the same thing.
You're an idiot.
Give him that Colgate smile.
I don't understand it. Shit. Anyway, anybody got anything else they want to talk about? Anything happening recently? Anything you want to bring anybody's attention?
No, I'm good for the night.
Kevin Hart's the man.
I'm sick of this shit.
Oh,
I hope you spilled your beer. Kevin Hart's funny. He's hilarious.
God, this is gonna be a long fucking month.
Yeah, it is. But we'll be back next week. Thursdays, guys. Every Thursday we're gonna be here. Sorry about Dr. Seuss is a racist prick. Stop celebrating that piece of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
right.
Real quick on that one. That is another example of people not understanding what that whole thing was about. Literally, because I saw so many people like they're trying to cancel Dr. Seuss now. No, it's not what they were doing. It's 6 books that had specific things that were pretty much racial stereotypes. And the publisher's like, we're just not going to publish those books anymore.
That's fine. That's like Disney not putting out Song of the South, right? It's the same.
Correct. It's
Exactly
the same thing. But, it's like people thinking it's like, oh, well, Dr. Seuss is being canceled. No, they're still going to, Cat in the Hat, it's still going to be, you can find that. No problem.
You can still eat the ham, just get over yourself.
Right.
So.
You're just not going to be able to read Picking Any Polka Dots or whatever the fuck the book was called. That's not a book. Don't look for that. Don't Google it.
It's not. Yeah, please tell the audience that. Because someone's going to look like, I didn't find that, but I found some other things.
Oh, my God. I'm scrolling the thing at the bottom so you can find our audio for the podcast. I'm going to say it when it comes up. It's HTTPS, 2 dots, / linktr.ee / company podcast. That's where all of our audio is. Thank you guys for allowing us to keep you company on Thursday. We are moved here until somebody's schedule changes again, and we got to make amendments.
My fucking schedule.
Mine.
Brian.
Sorry. But anyway, see y'all next Thursday. Peace.
Cocaine.
What?